Hello and welcome to the latest from Hearts Standard. My name is Joel Sked. I'm joined by my colleague James Kearney, and we're here at a very loud Avonfield Stadium to discuss Hearts' team selection to face Livingston, or Steven Naismith's team selection, and we believe it is in fact a back three with four in midfield and then three-pronged attack with Vargas, Shanklin and Forrest. It means there's 5 changes from the team that drew Ross County. And James, it's we discussed yesterday, or actually wrote our predicted lineups. Like, the team picks itself, doesn't it? It doesn't clearly, because it's threw us by surprise.
Yeah. I think we expected to see a few changes. Obviously, we knew Atkinson was going to drop out. We knew Rose was going to drop out, but I don't think we expected quite as many as that. So I think. Obviously, the main thing that's going to get people talking just now is hiring in midfield alongside Nernhoff. You look at it, it's not the most dynamic of central midfield partnerships.
Or mobile.
That's not what they're known for, but you have to assume that Naismith looked at it and just thought he sacrificed creativity for physicality in that area of the park. Time will tell what pays off. Again, I think there's probably a reason that Peter Haring's not played all season for the most part.
Yep.
I'd love to be wrong. I'd love them to come in with a blinder, but certainly looking at it, all of a sudden you go, this is actually quite a difficult way to sign off. All of a sudden, it's going to be quite a tricky afternoon.
Yeah. So I mean, you look at the back three. That's no surprise there. Cochrane's no surprise. Toby Sibbett coming in for his first start in a while. It's a big game for him. Like I said, Peter Haring coming in, and then you got Forrest in attack with Vargas. So I look at the front three. I think there's a lot of different qualities there. Like you've got Shanklin, the goal scoring quality, the link point, linking up play. But then you've got the Forrest. He's direct. He's quite smart, diligent player, and then Vargas with a wee bit of extra quality on the score sheet of the weekend, so we'll be confident going into it. It's just that midfield, I'm not a massive fan of it. I think that the centre of the pitch too slow. Sibic again, I think it's a wee bit too defensive.
Yeah, the thing I look at that kind of four of Cochrane, Nernhoff, Haring, Toby Sibic. I think out of that four, Cochrane can look after the ball, but I don't think any of the rest of them do it particularly well. That gives me a wee bit of a pause, because I think that it could be a situation where Hearts do struggle to keep a hold of the ball in midfield. Obviously, earlier in the season, we saw it was 75-80% possession at Tynecastle. I don't think it'll be quite as much as that today.
Yeah.
Again, I don't think the midfield selection helps in terms of getting that number up. I think maybe a wee bit more intense. But the flip side of it as well, of course, it's that Livingston team that are not in good form. We're just counting it there. It's 2 goals in the last 11 matches. I think it's 4 points out of 2 points out of the last available 36 in the league.
Winless in 12.
They are, this is a good time to play this team at the moment, but because you look at the things like, we're not attacking wins by starting 11. It's like the last game for the winter break. It's a cold afternoon at Avonfield. These are the sorts of games that can all go horribly wrong very quickly.
Yeah, it's one of those. I was going to come and ask you about prediction. My prediction, I don't want to make one. I've just got a very bad feeling about today. Benny's obviously a massive miss. We thought he would return. We'll obviously find out a wee bit more after the game about his condition, but after the game on Saturday, Naismith talked about him being really fatigued, and you just assumed that he was out the team on Saturday preparing for today, but he did receive treatment at the end of the Hibs game, so you wonder if there's something more to it than just fatigue.
Perhaps, because as much as I remember in Naismith's post-match interview after the county game, if he was asked directly would Beninga come back into the team, and he said yes, he would come back into the group. So maybe he's picked up a wee knock in the intervening days, maybe it's related to the treatment he got at the end of Hibs, but either way, it's certainly a blow, because I think he was really missing against County.
Yeah.
Although I think the flip side of that would be the Livi game back at Tynecastle earlier in the season. Beninga did see a lot of the ball that day and didn't always use it particularly well, because he made that a little bit too safe, a little bit too conservative. Maybe there's part of Naismith that goes, actually, he just wants to avoid making that mistake again.
Yeah, but the point of saying that, I do think there's been a progression in him. You wrote about it. You wrote about it the other day, just how important he has been, and it's no surprise that Hearts have gone on a really good run with him kind of the key man in the centre midfield. So it's another massive day for Neuenhoff and Haring. Neuenhoff had a lot of responsibility on Saturday. I don't think he took it. I think he came into the game as the game progressed. He came into it a bit more, but he needs to play quicker because Livingston won't give you a second on the ball. So that's why they're Haring and Neuenhoff. Yes, they might not be quick without the ball. They're going to have to be quick with it.
Yeah, definitely. You make a really good point about Neuenhoff because you're right. I think that as the county game wore on, he did look better as it got on, but certainly that first 45 minutes, the biggest thing I think the biggest change we need to see in him today is going to be playing with his head up, because there were 3 opportunities in the first half against County when he got the ball in a really good position, one pass and somebody is in, and instead he's elected to shoot or he's taking the wrong option. So I think just playing with his head up, being a little bit more aware, looking around the park, making sure he knows who's around him, who's in space, where the right pass is, because that was an area of his game that let him down, I think, against County. Although, like you say, he did get better as the game wore on. And I actually thought when it came to just the really simple stuff like the Ningiby does a lot, just keeping the ball moving on, he largely did okay at that, but with 1 or 2 heavy moments, 1 or 2 notable exceptions. I guess that's the difference between something like Neuenhoff and Ningiby. Ningiby doesn't really tend to make those mistakes, whereas Neuenhoff might do it a couple of times over the course of 90 minutes.
I suppose the good thing about it was we talked. So when we put the team line out, when I tweeted out, I had the 3-4-3 formation. Yeah. You kind of turned to me, said I was like, it could be a 4-3-3, and I suppose that's the good thing about this system or this personnel. If things aren't going well, it can change to a back 4, a 3. Well, it can change to a 4-3-3 quite easily.
Oh, definitely. We know that obviously Cochrane could shift into midfield if he needed to. Forrest could even move back to wing back, that had to happen. Sibbett could move back into centre half, that has to happen. Kingsley can go left back, that needs to happen. There are loads of options there in terms of I think it's quite a versatile group of players, and we know that Naismith isn't shy about switching things around, particularly if it's not going well. He will turn to the bench, he will start fiddling with this formation. Against County the other day, after half an hour it became clear how his game plan wasn't working. He tore it up, started again. Yeah. And again, I think that having that sense of proactivity is really good. I think it's really helpful. But again, you hope that they won't have to do that today. Hopefully, Hearts come out flying and it all goes swimmingly. But it's good to know that if Hearts do run into problems, if things aren't going well, there is that option there, both in terms of the personnel out in the park already and in terms of the willingness from the staff on the bench as well to actually implement those changes and not be waiting for something to go wrong until they do that.
I was just laughing at the love is there reaching the crescendo as you're making your next point. I suppose there's not much else to say. Daniel asked if Rose is already at AFCON. He's not going to the African Cup of Nations, but he is going to the Asian Cup. Him and Rose and Atkinson, they flew out. Well, certainly Rose did. I'm guessing Atkinson did as well. They flew out on New Year's Day, so they start their Asian Cup this 12th and 13th of January.
They're thereabouts.
Yeah, and then that's
under 2 weeks.
Yeah, under 2 weeks in Qatar. They'll likely be missing until sometime in February, which is a bit of a blow. No, Daniel. Easily mistaken. And then you've got, obviously, we talked about Barry McKay's out injured, George Grant's out injured, Liam Boyce is out injured, Cammy Devlin's out injured. You'd like to see maybe 2-3 of them will be back in time for certainly the start of the league season. Start of the league season after the winter break. Because actually, I was thinking it's actually not that long a winter break. It's like two Saturdays.
Yeah,
you're not really actually getting you're not getting much of a. It's like maybe 2.5 weeks.
Yeah,
so
back in action with the Scottish Cup, Ainsley Park.
Yeah, Yeah. Benny is. I don't think Benny's called up to the African Nations Cup either. So I think we'll find out a bit more about his situation after the game when we speak to Naismith. Other than anything else to add, we can kind of talk about Livingston because you think they've gone for I think it's a 4-5-1.
I think so, yeah, but I'm not 100% sure. I've not seen loads of Livingston this season, but to be honest, the big thing I look at and I go, oh great, Chris Anderson, he's a good player, he's not playing. Joe Newbley's a good player, he's not playing. I really like the goalie Jamal George, he's not playing either. So I look at it and go, oh yeah, there's not comes to comfort in there. But again, I assume the reason they're not playing is because they've been in bad form. Yeah. Again, I've not seen loads of Livingston, but those are players in their squad that I do like them, and I think that them not being the team can only be a good thing, to be honest. Yeah,
Newbley is on his day is a real handful, but he got booed recently by Livingston fans. Yeah. I think he's been miles off off form. You're looking at it, I'm just looking at their team now. I think it's a back three. It's with Tom Parks, Michael Devlin, and Io Obalai as the 3 centre backs, and then I reckon it'll be a 3-4-3 with Curtis Duffy up top with Shinnie and Stephen Bradley, and behind, and then you've got Jason Holt and Scott Pittman, or Scott Pittman could be further up with Andrew Shinnie in midfield. So we'll see how that goes. But we really should be looking at this and just get 3 points, get out with 3 points, end on a high. You've got Kilmarnock, who are fourth, they're playing Rangers, and then you never know with Hibs and Aberdeen what they're going to do. So it's a real opportunity to just solidify, strengthen that position in third, going into the break and ending the first half of the season on a high.
No, absolutely. Like you say, the results the most important thing today. It's the last game before the break. It's all about this. Let's get this over the line, get the 3 points up the road, and hopefully come the end of it all. Yeah, like you said, Hearts have really solidified and consolidated that position in third.
Yeah, absolutely. Prediction?
I'll go
changing the thing you yesterday said 2-0 or 1-0?
I'll go for a stinking 1-0 win for Hearts.
I'll take that. Enjoy the game. We'll be back with a video tomorrow to review the game, but we'll have all the post-match stuff up on the site afterwards. With that Steven Naismith quotes maybe, but Martin Dale quotes an instant analysis. Hopefully you'll be reading about a Hearts Midlothian win.